Hey there, guys. I'm Jonathan Knight, and this is B Movie Madness. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'm back with another review, and this is going to be a good one. Hope it's a good one. It's going to be a good one. Let's see what we have for tonight. Oh, I love the smell of cheddar. For the better, you know. Ah, yes, it is a good one. It is the one and only Purveyors of Blood. Now, Purveyors of Blood was sent to me by my good friend Tony Masiello at SOBHorror.com. He's the one that I reviewed Mel Noir for, Zombrella's House of Horrors, and The Spirit Gallery. And this is the fourth and latest release from his website. And not only did he want me to watch the movie, he actually sent me this entire DVD to check out, including all the special features, which I'm all game for, because I love me some special features. Especially because they're don't give you that many of them on regular movies anymore. Cult labels, yeah. But before I get into the nitty-gritty about Purveyors of Horror, what is Purveyors of Horror about? Well, I'm going to read the back of the DVD because it says it better than I could. Life seems simple for single babe Clea, work by day, club by night, until her run-in with the dreadlock vampire Blake. Oh, shit. Bit and bruised, Clea's world turned upside down as she dies and returns as an undead, flesh-hungry vampire. Now Clea learns the bloodsucker ways as hearts are eaten and the homeless are beaten. But vamp leader Lucio, he has other plans, including a bloodlust and thrust on Clea's sensual body. Ooh. Ready to get sticky? Humor and horror collide as a nightmare for Clea becomes a struggle of evil in Purveyors of Blood. A micro-epic of SOV proportions. Criminally unreleased for almost 20 years. Remele's Purveyors of Blood makes its incredible debut on this exclusive DVD. It's the perfect flesh to sink your teeth into if you can handle the hunger. Oh shit. Right there, right then, when I read that, I was like, this movie, I'm going to be really into this movie. I really, really, really enjoyed this movie. I probably sound like a broken record by now saying that. But I really did enjoy Purveyors of Blood. I thought it was a blast. Like it says on here, it was unreleased for about almost 20 years. It was shot, I think, finished around 2004, and it just didn't get released until now. I will go into more details about the production when I get to the commentary. But how I felt about the movie, yes, I really enjoyed it. Remele, who is one of the very few shot and video directors who's female, which, considering how many shot and video movies there are, that's hard for me to believe, but it be true, I guess. If you're a female shot and video director, let us know. And let us watch your movies. But she did a great job. She's also the lead actress in the movie. She plays Clea, the woman who gets bit by the dreadlock vampire Blake and turns into a vampire. She does a fairly good job. I think she's the best actor in the movie. She does a really good job. And I like that with this movie, and she says this on the commentary, she was trying to make her own vampire movie, kind of set her own rules. Her vampires are flesh eaters as well as blood drinkers, so they eat the flesh and drink the blood. You know, no waste. She also has the vampires walk on deadlight, which saves a lot of time because night shoots are a bitch. I know this from making my own attempt at filmmaking. So she has time of that, and it's really cool. I love when somebody takes a familiar, subject or familiar character or creature or whatever, and they do their own thing with it. That's why I love Return of the Living Dead so much. Dan O'Bannon didn't make a George Romero zombie movie. He made a Dan O'Bannon one, and it's fucking awesome. And same thing with Remele and Purveyors of Blood. She made her own vampire story, and it was great. The dreadlock vampire Blake is played by Jared James. He does a fairly decent job. He looks cool, though. I really like the dreadlocks and all that. I wanted more of him in the movie. But when it comes to the commentary, I'll discuss that part. But I thought Lou Rasconi as Lucio, who is the head vampire, who is the one that sends Blake to turn Clea into his new pet. I loved him. Everything he said was hilarious. He just had this bigger, like, big bad guy vampire just feel to him, which I always like. He felt like he was the shit in his little world, and you didn't fuck with Lucio. Him or the director Fulci. You don't fuck with either of them. But he was great. Everything he said was funny. There's some couple great scenes with him. There's like a flashback scene with him and two Spanish girls that he devours, which is what you do. And speaking of devouring, I really like the homemade special effects of this movie. I like it when a filmmaker who clearly doesn't have the resources to make top-notch effects, they take what they can get, build it out of what they have around them. A heart in this movie was a piece of turkey with Caro syrup, food coloring, and some plastic tubes. That became a vampire heart that they devoured into, which is really cool. That's creative. That's what you do whenever you're making a low-budget movie. You don't have the stuff. You just take what you have around you and you make a vampire heart. Intestines, they're either animal intestines or condoms. Blood, fake blood is fake blood. It's easy to make. And I thought they did a great job of, and even whenever a character gets stabbed at the end, they use paper towels and fake blood, which is a trick that Lloyd Kaufman, has done in many of the Trauma movies, so which is pretty cool. But yeah, I really like the homemade gore. I really liked the characters. I thought they were all fun. Even a little side character, especially this one, the boss lady in the movie, who might not be a great actress, but she sure made an impression, though. She was a lot of fun. If I have to be negative about anything, and I'm usually not one to be negative about many things, but the movie's only 56 minutes long. It's a really short movie. And I was left with wanting more. I wanted more from it. And I especially wanted more stuff between Clea and Lucio. I felt that was the part of the movie that suffered a little bit, where I wanted more of their relationship. I wanted more of them. She was his new pet. I wanted more of that. There is some stuff like that in the movie, but when it gets to that one point in the movie where it gets about towards the end of the movie, things kind of are rushed. But, and this is a big but, I thought the ending made up for it. The ending went in a direction that I was completely surprised by. I was not expecting it, and I have to just show a lot of respect for the fact that Remele went that direction. Because when you watch a vampire movie, you don't expect it to. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil the twist, but I was surprised by it. And it kind of made up for the fact that there wasn't much scenes towards the end between Lucio and Clea. But I really liked the ending. I thought it was, unusual for this type of movie, but it's going to be an ending that people either are going to like or hate. I personally really liked it. But overall, I actually really liked Purveyors of Blood. It was a fun, fast-paced story. It was fresh and unique, which when you're making a vampire movie, that's really hard to do because it's been done a million times. But Remele did a great job of making it fresh, unique, fun, fast-paced, maybe a little too fast-paced, but the ending makes up for that. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. If you're an SOV fan, then you definitely have to see this movie. Now, the special features. The first special feature is an audio commentary track with Remele and Tony Masiello, who, while watching the movie, I didn't notice it was him, but he actually has an acting role in the movie. He appears in the finale. He plays this guy who's into some really kinky sex shit. And he's really funny and hilarious. Everything that came out of his mouth was hilarious. But I didn't realize it was him because I know what Tony looks like by watching his YouTube videos and seeing him on Facebook. And I kept forgetting this movie was shot back in the early 2000s. So I didn't recognize him, and I thought he was great. He also edited a new cut of this movie. This movie was originally had an edit back in the early 2000s. This was a new cut that he did for the DVD. Because they explain in this movie, they're explaining on the commentary track that, Remele wasn't supposed to act in the movie. But, the actress wasn't really working out. They hired for the role, so she kind of had to. I know how that is. And, where they filmed it at, the people that helped out make it, how they did the effects work. I forgot to mention there's a kid gets killed in this movie. Lucio eats a child in this movie. And the kid was played by Remele's nephew. And you can see that he's laughing and smiling in one shot. Because it's kind of hard, kid actors are hard to find, so, you get what you can get. But I thought he did an okay job. And he gets eaten in a vampire movie, that's cool. But they go into, it's a really informative track. It goes into, how everything was done, the acting, the casting. The reason why Blake had to be killed had to be killed early on because the actor was moving. How Tony had to kind of edit around some of the more copyrighted material. There's a lot of SpongeBob and My Little Pony stuff in this movie, and some of it you can't just edit out. It would have been impossible. But it's just a really great track. I love commentary tracks. They kind of are, hard to find these days, especially on mainstream movies. Sometimes they're only included on digital copies of the movie, and that is fucking ridiculous in my opinion. But it's here, and I love the commentary. I also love this commentary track on Zombrella's House of Horrors. He did a great job on that one too. Also including is a Remele spotlight, video, shorts, trailers, and stills featuring Remele. There's like a burlesque videos featuring her. She was in a few of Tony's projects. She was in Cannibal, Call Girl, Hookers from Outer Space. It might be Vampire, Call Girl, Hookers. The title, I always get tongue tied with it, but she's in the first trailer for that, and she's also on Typeface, I believe too. There's also behind the scenes still gallery, and I always like looking at that stuff because it's always interesting looking into the making of a movie. There's also trailers for all the other SOVHorror.com releases, including all the ones I mentioned, Metal Noir, Zombrella's House of Horrors, and Spirit Gallery. There's also 2 Purveyors of Blood trailers. There's the one that Tony did for this release, and there's also one that was done when the movie was first shot, which is pretty cool. You get to see what they were thinking back in 2004. But the thing that surprised me the most is because I completely forgot. I knew it was coming out sometime. I completely forgot about it. There's a trailer for Mr. Ice Cream Man on here. Not the Clint Howard movie. This is a 1995 shot and video movie, which I'm going to be honest, I've never seen. But after watching the trailer, oh my god, I have to see it. It looks awesome. It looks right up my alley, so I'm really excited for that one. And that Tony's finally giving it a better release. I think it had a Dead Alive release, but he's giving it like a big old special edition, which is really cool. But there's also Lou Rasconi, who played Lucio in the movie. He did an alternate cover art for this movie, which is really cool. Reminds me of something like Herschel Gordon Lewis, like Blood Feast, inspired. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I think the art on this in general is amazing. But if you're wondering, John, man, where the hell can I buy this awesome sounding movie? Well, I got good news for you. You can go to SOVHorror.com, and not only can you pick up Purveyors of Blood, but you can pick up all the other titles I mentioned. I will have a direct link to the store below. But while you're on SOVHorror.com, look around. There's articles, interviews, videos. I wrote an article that Tony was kind enough to publish on the site, which, please, if you check that out, let me know. If you check out any of the stuff from SOVHorror.com, please let me know. If you see any of these movies, I'm really interested to know if anyone has watched any of these, and if you have, be honest, let me know how you felt about them. I would really, and I know Tony would appreciate, people finding out as well, or appreciate what people thought of the movies as well, because he's put a lot of hard work in this, man. He edited this one, acted in it, he directed, co-directed, wrote, he did a shitload of stuff, man. He freaking Frankenstein a cut of Metal Noir from a couple different sources. I mean, that's passion right there. But again, I really highly recommend Purveyors of Blood. If you like vampire movies, you like shot and video stuff, check it out. Yeah, I think you'll love it. I do have some more reviews in the works. I have another review for Tony in the works for something different than this. Something different than I'm usually not done. I don't think I've done anything like this before. I also have a review in the works for a movie that my friend Matt Brown sent me that I just watched this morning, which I thought was hilarious. So I can't wait to talk about that one. But that's all I gotta say right now. If you like my channel, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, let me know what you feel about this movie or anything. You know, what's your favorite B movie? I like to talk to people. But for now, I'm Jonathan Knight. This has been B Movie Madness. Thanks for watching.